Hello, fellow YouTubers, Crazy Eddie and Ed Mario Jr. coming at you today. And what are we doing today? Yes, besides drinking coffee, we are going to be cleaning two 1980s LJN wrestling figures. That's right, we're going to get them clean and we're going to tell you how to do that. And first up, who do we got to bat? We got Captain Louis Albano, the old captain. We're gonna get him cleaned up, and you can see, look at all the scuff, all the dirt marks and scuff marks all over the back of him. We're gonna get him up to snuff, up to par, looking brand new. And also second up to bat, we have Greg the Hammer Valentine. Now this guy here, man, look at all the scuff marks on him. We're gonna get him nice and clean, and not only is this Greg Valentine, but this is the variant Greg Valentine without the belly button. If you look up close here, this was from the first press they made of the LJN figures. They did not put the belly button in the mold, so the second ones that they put out, they had the belly button. So check that out in your collection if you have Greg. See if you have one with the belly button or without a belly button. But what are we going to use to clean these guys up? What are we going to use? One product, one item, and it does its magic. No pun intended. That's right. Mr. Clean, the Magic Eraser. This baby works wonders. We're not doing any editing here. So all you're going to use is your white eraser sponge, a nice soft cloth. Actually, okay, well, that's just to buff it. That's not to clean it. And then I have a little bit of warm water here we're going to use. Okay, but before we get started, let's get some coffee. And we're going to start first with Greg. So you can see the back here. You can see those dirt marks, okay? Dip a little water in there, all right? Now, the only thing is the Magic Eraser sponge crumbles, so you might need, depending on how many figures you're going to do, you might need maybe 2 sponges. But there we go. We're going to clean this right up here. Now, the darker spots, obviously, are going to take a lot more scrubbing. But I'm just going to do his back. Now, you saw what the back looked like. We're not going to stand here the whole time and scrub everything to make you watch. We're going to do a little bit of editing, but not much. I just want to show you what the wonders of this Magic Eraser does. Now, like I said, the darker marks, you got to scrub a little bit more. Now, just 2 little tips I want to recommend with this, which is important. The figures with the skin tone, the skin complexion, is a lot easier. You can rub and rub and rub. Now, when he comes to the paint, now obviously this guy, his shorts are all starting to peel, but this is, again, he's vintage. When you go to the painted areas, such as like the shorts or the boots, you got to go lightly, because when you start scrubbing it, you will see the paint coming off, the black on the sponge. So don't scrub real hard. Give it a couple, which we'll show you on Lou Albano on his back. Just go lightly. But I just want to show you. I mean, it's amazing, folks, what this does. Now, not 100% clean here, but just look at the back now. Look at that. Look at it shining. Okay, so we got one red one there. Let's see what we can do if we can get that puppy off here. Just like I said, you just got to put a little pressure on it. I mean, most of the time it gets most of all the major scuff marks off. Sometimes it's a little hard to get the face details, if you got a bad scuff on the face. But I'm telling you, that red mark, look at that. Look at that, folks. Huh? Greg Valentine. So let's get Greg all cleaned up here. Now you see the front of him. There he is. Get a good picture of him. We're going to do some magic. All right, folks. So we got Greg Valentine pretty much up to snuff where I'd like to get him. I mean, look at that. Compared to this, now this one's a little stubborn. I couldn't get that off quite. I might work on scrubbing that one a little bit better. But check out the back here. You know, a little, what's this? A little bit of paint there. Now we can just scrape off there with a nail. But look how much better he looks. I mean, the white eraser. And the great thing about the white, now some people use some, I don't like putting chemicals on. I know some people use like it's not goof off, but it's similar to that, but it leaves a sticky residue, and I don't like mess with the paint. So there you go. Now, one more step, which I like to do, as you can see, now he's got plain black trunks. You can see there's some paint loss here. Now, for the true collectors, they don't like to touch them. They would leave him just like that, and he's done. But for me, even though I'm a true collector, I'm not really worried about messing up the value too much, so I'm going to touch up just the... Now, the hair, I don't know if I'm going to do with the hair, because the hair would be very hard to match as a mix. But we are going to touch up that little spot on his shorts. And as well as we use here, we use a little bit of acrylic paint, Deco Art acrylic paint, craft paint, black, and a basic brush, and we're going to touch that up. Okay, there you have it, folks. All right, spot gone. We touched that up, touched up his boots a little bit, and there you have it. Greg the Hammer Valentine. I don't know if I'm going to go with the hair. There is a lot of paint loss there. We might see if we can mix something up and work on the hair also. But there's Greg. Up next, we got the Captain. So let's see. Now you can see his back, all those marks on him. He's pretty dirty, so let's just start scrubbing. Okay, we got Captain Lou looking pretty dapper, so let's start off with the back. Looking much better than it did. The front, Captain Louis Albano is clean. All right, folks. Well, we end up doing a little touch-up on Greg Valentine's hair. We went with the another acrylic paint. We went with a little bit of yellow, and we mixed in a little bit of white. Now, a little tip. When you're adding touch-up paint to the figures, try to just do a light one coat because it adheres to the rubber better. When you start putting layers on, it starts to peel, it gets darker, and it looks more spotty. So if you can get away with just for touch-up, try to just do one coat, nice thin coat. And again, we'll show you, we touched up Greg Valentine's hair. You know, again, it's not real thick. If you look real close, you can still see through to the rubber, but that's going to give it the most natural look. Like I said, when you start painting it real thick and doing coat after coat, it takes away from that original look. So, cup of coffee going in. We got Greg the Hammer resurfaced, replenished, Captain Lou Albano, both done there, touched up. Get yourself a box of these magic erasers. I think you can even get them at the dollar store. And take care of your Ljn wrestlers. Remember, please like, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you got any tips that you would like to share, put in the comment section. I'm Crazy Eddie. We'll see you in the next video.